Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am doing an individual reading for my boy Johnny from NCT. I mean, I know he's in NCT 127, but I like to just put all of NCT as one group, okay? Anyway, with all of that said, I just wanted to say a couple of things. And the first one is, let me see if I remember. My sister told me, how does she say it? Oh yeah, she always goes like, Johnny represent, because he's from Chicago. And I don't know if you guys saw that other video where a beautiful penguin bean was drawn. But, you know, that's Cloudscape. You know, the bean in Chicago. I don't know how knowledgeable you guys are about Chicago, if you've ever heard of it or anything. I don't know what you know. I don't know what knowledge you carry. I don't know what people Johnny will attract, and I don't know who is going to end up watching this video. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to say that everyone, and by everyone I mean my sisters and I, have been very hyped to do this individual reading. NCT may have a lot of members, but Johnny is one of those that we always go like, whoo, whoo, whoo. Okay, let me stop. Anyway, in this reading, for those of you that don't know how my individual readings work, we're going to check out his current energy, his career, love messages, and any healing messages that go through. Yes, this video will be divided into 4 different sections. I don't know what else I have to explain besides those are the tarot decks, these are the oracle. Let's just jump right into his reading and see what's going on. So how is Johnny currently doing? Oh, we have the 8 of Swords reverse and the 2 of Cups reversed. Okay. So yeah, 2 of Cups energy is kind of like how, like, maybe right now Johnny feels like he's not emotionally connecting with anyone right now, or he may have felt like some sort of disconnect, like something's not really like working out too well. But right now I'm drawing a big blank on what the 8 of Swords is. Never mind, I just remember. So the 8 of Swords is usually the energy of having complete focus on like one target. It's like you're putting like all of your energy and you are concentrating it all on one goal. However, with it being reversed, I do feel that Johnny is kind of struggling with doing that. He could be a little bit scatterbrained, or he's doing his best to not put his eggs on one basket only. Like, he's trying to weigh his options. I do feel like Johnny is the type of person that is actually a lot more cautious than you think. Like, he may look laid back, he may be very chill and very cool with people, but, you know, that doesn't mean that Johnny doesn't think before he does. It doesn't mean that he doesn't try to see more towards the future and see what will work in the long run. So I do feel that with this 8 of Wands energy, he's still seeing, like, he's weighing out all the options to see like what is like the good, like the right path to take, or he is doing like a lot of things at once, so he's not concentrating all of his energy in one place. And it could also be that since Johnny may feel like some sort of like disconnect, he may be struggling to take action towards one thing, and he's just doing like a bunch of things at the same time, so he can't concentrate too well. It's just he can't focus. So how is Johnny feeling right now? How is he currently doing? We have the 10 of Cups reversed. I just said the 10 of Cups? Did I just say the 10 of Cups? I mean the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Bro. Okay, let me calm down. And we have the Queen of Wands, which is Aries energy in this deck. You know, it's weird. I don't know if Johnny was thinking of maybe he had a relationship that he thought was gonna go very far and it just didn't really work out, and that has him going on a loop. And I'm saying that because the 10 of Pentacles does talk about marriage and family and stuff like that. So maybe he had a partner that he really wanted to have for a very long time, and it just maybe didn't work out how he wanted. I don't know, especially when you have the 2 of Cups reversed, like, you know what I mean? Usually the 2 of Cups is a card that people think of as like a soulmate card, or like 2 people that are meant to be together, or 2 people that really, really get along. And is usually seen in a romantic sense, and I know that it's Johnny's current energy, so it could literally be about anything. So when we get to his love life, we will eventually figure out what's going on, but it ain't looking too good. Because the first thing I saw with this Ten of Pentacles, especially because it said the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is definitely about family and marriage. The Ten of Pentacles could be a little bit more of like a generational type of thing. So having some sort of heritage and lineage going on. But yeah. Anyway, but seeing the Ten of Pentacles reverse with this Queen of Wands, I did feel like this energy of maybe someone's immaturity is what made a connection just fall through, or like it's not working because someone was not being super mature about the actions that we're taking, or someone was not being patient enough, because this is Aries energy. So it could be like, if you have the unhealthy side of Aries, you have someone that could be very controlling, very selfish, and very childish and impulsive, definitely impulsive. But even a healthy Aries is going to be impulsive. Just not so bad. So I do feel that that could have been an issue. But on the other hand, if we have this Queen of Pentacles seen in a good way, you could have like the very mature type of energy of an individual that is ready to take action when it's necessary. It is someone that is patient enough, very fiery and ready to take action and get things done, but definitely a little bit more cautious than a youngster out there. When I say youngster, I mean like a Prince of Wands in this deck. Okay, so what else is going on with Johnny? Oh crap! Oh, I just saw the first card. The first card that caught my attention was the World reversed, and I don't know if you guys see the imagery of this deck, but it is a couple and they're pregnant. I'm gonna put it right here. So, okay, if I'm correct, Johnny is old enough to desire and want a family. And I don't know if he wants or desires a family. But if he does, he's not getting it, and that could be upsetting for him. But if he doesn't want it, there is someone that did want it, and it's upsetting and annoying to them. And that could be the reason why his relationship didn't work out. But let me explain a little bit more. When we have the World, it just wasn't the right time. The World is all about timing. It's Saturn energy. It's that energy of, having, learned the right lessons, the right skills. It's all about structure. It can be a little bit limiting and constricting, but I do feel that in this sense, it doesn't bode well with these other two cards that we have right here. So I do feel that that could be a very big concern for Johnny right now, or it could be something that, like, some sort of relationship may be getting on the way. And it could be romantic, of course, but it could also be like a family thing. Like, I don't know if that's an issue. I don't know what rumors are out there. I don't know what's common knowledge with Johnny. I don't have any 3D physical knowledge I can put this feeling and intuitive messages onto, if that makes sense. Like, for example, I don't know what situation he's in that I can be like, oh, it makes sense why this energy is coming through. Anyway, so we have the Seven of Swords, so there's secrets definitely here, and of course I don't know nothing, so whatever secrets those are, I have no clue. But it's also, the Seven of Swords is also the energy of like keeping information to yourself. That's why secrets. It could be a bit deceiving, or it could be someone that is trying to it's trying to take everything, keeping everything for themselves. We have the Eight of Cups. Definitely the energy of having to walk away. The Eight of Cups is the energy of someone who has to move on from something because it's not satisfying or it's not for them. Because in this case, it's like walking towards a brighter future or walking towards something better. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles, which is the equivalent of the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, this is Virgo energy. So it's definitely like, I'm thinking of that Hermit card for some reason. Probably because the Hermit is also Virgo energy, but it's like having to go through that period of just self-analyzing, self-constructing, self-rebuilding, self-healing, all about the self. Because Virgo is the last sign that focuses on the self. It focuses on your routine, on your career, and on your health. There you go. So that's kind of what Virgo is all about in that sense. And yeah, I do feel with this Princess of Pentacles, it's kind of like Johnny may need to have a moment to retreat to be able to analyze the situation a bit better. It's kind of like taking a step back to being able to see the bigger picture of a situation. But yeah, other things that we need to know about Johnny's current energy. Oh, brother. You good. Okay. So, let me move this here actually. So, the first card that we have is the Prince of Swords. So, Johnny may be struggling to get those messages. We do have a bunch of blue, which is the throat chakra energy. So being able to speak your truth, being able to speak clearly, and being able to express yourself. So with this Prince of Swords reverse, I do feel, the Prince of Swords to me is that messenger card. So I do feel that Johnny is kind of struggling to get those messages that have to go through, and it could mean that he can't really express how he feels, or he just can't hear clearly, if that makes sense. Like if life is trying to tell him something, it's just not going through. Like he can't process that information in a way that makes sense to him. So he may find it a little bit difficult to understand his situation, or being able to work with his spiritual team to make things happen. So the communication is broken. Let's just put it that way. The other card that we have is Strength reverse. So this Strength is Leo energy. So he may be struggling to express who he really is, being able to be under the spotlight. He may be struggling to tame the beast in him. Now let me explain what I mean by that. What I mean by beast is he may be struggling to control his instincts. He may be struggling to think clearly. He may be struggling to be spontaneous as well. That's kind of what I got randomly. Like he may be either too wild or too controlling. Like it's an extreme. He has not been able to balance, and he has not been able to have that sweet middle ground of following your instincts but also following your mind. You know what I mean? Because usually the Strength card is supposed to show this woman that has tamed a lion, but in this case it's a guy taming a dragon. It's blue, so it does feel like Johnny may be struggling a little bit to be at harmony and being in balance. So we have the King of Swords. This is actually Aquarius energy. So we have two opposing signs right here. We have Leo and Aquarius, which are, people call them sister signs, but they're actually, they're opposing signs. They're signs that may have similar goals, but they have very different approaches to those goals. Aquarius is a very humanitarian sign, likes to give to other people and, help them out. And Leo is a very self-centered sign, but it can also be very generous. But it is a generosity that comes from feeling good about yourself. And the Aquarius one is kind of like focusing on others type of thing, not really on yourself. It's like very similar goals, but very different approaches to those goals. Let's put it that way. Very different views because they're opposing signs. So I do feel that Johnny may be having like that struggle right now. Like maybe he is focusing so much, like a lot, on controlling how he feels. He may be struggling to express himself. He may also be struggling with communicating his ideas. He may be still giving a lot to other people and not to himself, because that could be a tendency for an Aquarius. It could also, Aquariuses tend to also be seen as signs that struggle to feel, because it's a sign that could be a little bit too intellectual sometimes, and it's kind of like, feelings can be a bit bothersome. You do have to keep in mind that traditionally Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius, So also with this King of Swords, what I got is that he may be very assertive with his way of speaking. Like, this is what I want, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm focusing on, and yada yada yada. But I do feel that, again, it's not necessarily how he feels about things. It's like what he thinks is the right thing to do. So it's still, he hasn't reached that, that like full maturity with his thoughts, because I do feel that his feelings do have a say on how he should express himself, but he's still like in a very good position, at least on the way that he thinks and the way that he speaks. Now let's go to the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is a card of someone that feels trapped. They're under the illusion that they can't do something, or that something is a certain way. But with the Eight of Swords reverse, I do feel that Johnny is very aware of the situation he's in. He doesn't seem to blind himself in the illusion that things are going to be great and things are going to work out nicely all the time. Johnny does strike me as someone that is pretty grounded and pretty realistic. Like, he knows what's up. Like, I'm telling you, he may seem like chill and laid back, but Johnny does, like, he's aware of the situation. Like, he knows what's up. He understands how things work. He is pretty aware of the situation he's in and the people he's surrounded with. Like, he knows. But yeah, I do feel that, let's just jump into his career and see like what's going on there. What's going on with Johnny's career? What energies are at play in Johnny's career? I thought I bent one of the cards and I got very sad. So we have the unicorn, the crow, and the nightingale. So we have two air signs. We have the nightingale and the crow. And then we have the unicorn, which is a spirit card. So the energies that we have here is a lot about communication. It's also a lot of being very aware of your situation, being open-minded, being also, an eye-opening truth. Because the unicorn talks about truth as well as the nightingale. It talks about speaking your truth. It talks, especially with the blue throat chakra again. Also, the nightingale talks about singing. It talks about expressing yourself, but again, it's a speaker of truth. So I do feel that Johnny, in his career, he's trying to be very honest with himself, and he's also trying to be able to express who he is and what he feels about things. But it also feels like he's trying to figure out what he honestly feels about his career. So maybe Johnny's in a place where he's trying to decide what he wants to do. I don't know. We'll see with the other cards. But yeah, there's like this. Oh, you know what I'm seeing? The nightingale and the unicorn are both facing one direction, but the crow is looking at the other direction. To me, okay, for those people that know, they know. But for those that don't, let me explain. To me, the crow symbolizes an animal that guides you through those very difficult periods where you can't see clearly. It's an animal that is able to take you through like very dark times. And when I mean dark times, I don't necessarily, yeah, they're difficult, but it's mainly because you can't see clearly. It's kind of dark because you're doing that shadow work. It does feel like Johnny may need to look back a little bit to understand his career, or he may already be doing that. I'm not too sure. But it's supposed to help him, give him clarity about his career. Like, he needs to see those patterns somehow, or that's something that he could already be doing. So yeah, those are the energies at play. We have third eye with a unicorn. Okay. What's going on with Johnny's career? What's going on with Johnny's career? What's going on with Johnny's career? We have Oblivion, open your arms. We have protection, set personal boundaries. Oh, the crow almost flew away. And then we have another crow. It looks like a crow, doesn't it? Well, it's not, but it looks like one. And then we have translucence, love the darkness. So, you know what those cards mean? It kind of means that Johnny may need to do some shadow work. Let me explain. So, shadow work, okay. The moment we use this card, I kind of knew that Johnny will have to do some unblocking and some like self-opening and some self-healing. I knew that was gonna happen because of the cards that that were picked for him. So yeah, with protection, he does need to set boundaries. So it could be with the people he works with, or it could be within himself. You know, setting those boundaries of like, I don't want to think like this, I don't want to do this, I'm not going to allow people to treat me this way, or stuff like that. Setting those personal boundaries, like doing what he wants to do and working under his own conditions and not what other people tell him to do. Also with Oblivion and Open Your Arms, it kind of goes very well with this Love the Darkness. Like, I do feel that Johnny may need to go through a period of shadow work where he figures out what doesn't work for him, figures out what he likes about himself and what he doesn't like about himself, and all of that is supposed to help him figure out what he really wants in life, and also figure out what he needs to get rid of in his life. So let's say something in his career is bothering him, but he doesn't pay attention to it because he hasn't figured out that it's not working for him, right? Like, he's so used to it, and he's so, like, it's so normal and such a routine to do what he does that he doesn't realize that that's genuinely not what he wants. So that's where the shadow work comes in. You know, I do feel that if he were to do a lot of like introspective work, you know, look at himself and figure things out. You know, how does this make me feel? Why do I feel like this? Why don't I want to do this? Or why do I do this? You know, figure out like those little whys. Then he'll figure out pretty quickly what works for him and what doesn't work for him. And then it will also be important because maybe his career is not the issue, but his way of seeing his career is a problem. So doing that shadow work will definitely help him with that anyway. So it's very important that he does that. So what other energies are going on in Johnny's career? We have Leo again. He needs to work in that spotlight. He needs to work on himself, being optimistic, being happy, having fun, filled himself with creativity. And here we do have a lion and a woman. So I'm thinking of that strength card that we saw earlier in his current energy. He does have to start looking at those things that make him feel passionate, do those things that make him feel happy and satisfy him. Because I'm thinking of that solar plexus, which is the chakra that works on your at being optimistic, being creative, and being confident, very confident. There's a chance that Johnny is losing a bit of confidence, and I'm not too sure why. Here's the thing. When I mean like losing confidence, I mean that maybe he is doubting his abilities of doing something. Like, that could be the issue. So that's kind of what I mean. Like, he may be doubting his abilities in his career, and he could be feeling a little bit stuck in that sense. Or maybe he's already looking for an escape plan because he's like, I'm not doing a good job here, or like, I don't have the skills to move forward or do better, you know? So he may be having some limiting beliefs. So what's going on with Johnny's career? You know, give me some sound words of advice. What's going on with Johnny's career? I feel like getting that card up. We have Tankard, celebration, fun, and enjoyment. I do feel like he has to have fun. He needs to enjoy. He needs to, you know, celebrate a little bit more. I do feel like there's this very heavy energy within his career of like maybe not feeling good enough, or maybe having to protect himself, or having to do some soul searching to figure out like what works for him and what doesn't. We have Hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. He may need some guidance. It could be from other people, or it could be from his higher self. We have Parrot, someone will gossip about all your secrets. If I got the thing in his current energy right, I'm not the parrot, I'm sorry. But if I got that wrong, somebody else is doing the gossiping, I swear. Because, you know, gossip has a negative connotation, and I'm just here reading energies. I'm just making assumptions sometimes, because I don't really know what's going on with Johnny, but I read the cards and I go like, but that's what the cards are telling me, so let me say that. So yeah, I am not the parrot, I swear. But there is a warning that someone around Johnny's environment, someone that he does need to protect himself from, is out there that he may need to be wary of and put some distance. You know what I mean? You know, put in some distance, because that gossip could be something that could bring him down, or it could be something that could damage his reputation, or that gossip could be something that could damage his career. So what's going on with Johnny's career? What's going on with Johnny's career? Oh, is that the tower? No, it isn't. I thought I saw a tower. We had the Two of Wands. we have the Seven of Swords, which the Seven of Swords appeared with him already, I believe. Having secrets and keeping secrets. We have a moon in Aquarius, so Johnny may want to be a very unique individual. So, but he's always like constantly wanting to transform himself and be doing new things and trying new things. But he needs to be careful who he tells that to, because I do feel that if he's trying to like do something new, like have a new project or take a new work, like something work related out there, someone could like tell other people about it, so the surprise factor is gone, or someone could copy his work. So I do feel that this secretive part is something that is kind of like, Johnny, someone could take advantage of you. So whatever ideas or whatever new projects you have in mind, keep them to yourself. Someone out there will betray you, potentially. We also have the Mars in Aries. He definitely needs to go for what he wants, do what he's passionate about. The Two of Wands is feeling like you have the world at your hands, and now all you have to think of is what to do and just get it done. Is feeling very satisfied, very, very balanced. So you see the imagery here. It's a woman that is like she's standing on two wands and it's like, okay, I'm good. Let's walk. Let's get things done. So I took a little break because my brain just was fried and I kind of forgot where we were at. So let's just continue. Any last things for Johnny's career? Any last messages for Johnny's career? We have the Four of Pentacles, and hidden behind it was the Nine of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is the energy of feeling like very like feeling like you have to hold really tightly onto something so it doesn't go away. So Johnny may be afraid that he is under that circumstance, or he may be keeping a lot of things to himself. His career is supposed to be what gives him the independence and stability he's looking for, because we have the Nine of Pentacles, which talks about feeling very secure, feeling very confident, and feeling very stable. So I do feel he wants that in his career, but he may not feel that yet. So that could lead to Johnny feeling like he has to hold on to tightly onto something so he doesn't lose it. That could be something that's going on right now. That, now that I think about it, this one goes very well with like having to keep like his ideas and his thoughts to himself to make sure no one like takes that away from him. So Johnny may have to lean more towards that if he doesn't want other people to start like either gossiping about him or stealing his ideas. I'm thinking if there's anything. I guess I'll just jump into his love life and see what's going on there. What's going on with Johnny's love life? Oh. We have Euphoria, honor yourself. So it does feel like Johnny has to focus on himself right now. Let's see what's going on with his love life. We also have Maximus. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? We have Panacea. I don't know how you will say this. There is a solution for every problem. And the last two cards from this deck is Samadhi. Perfect acceptance. Does feel like there's a lot of self-work here. And Orenda, honor your mystical creative force. There does seem to be this thing where Johnny has to focus on himself, or he has to, how I mentioned in his career that he had to get some confidence with his skills, or or something along those lines. He may need that with himself as well, like that he's in a good standing, or he is independent, or he is going down the right path. Like he may need that before he can continue on his love life. It does feel like he is not in a stable enough place to focus on anybody else. And I say that because when you're in a relationship, you do need to be in a decent enough place before you can actually be in a relationship with anyone. So I do feel that maybe that's where Johnny is right now, where he can't focus on any other energy, because he should be doing that to himself, focusing on himself. So remember how there was like this scattered energy in his current energy, well, it feels like he does need to focus that and be a little bit more laser focused on his own self and do his own self work, healing, and all of that, which seemed to be important for his career. So I'm starting to think that maybe Johnny needs to have his career all sorted out before he can even focus in his love life. Let's see what energy. So what's going on with Johnny's love life? We have fire, so it does feel like there's the element of fire is passion, creativity, in the sense of like being motivated and feeling inspired. It's like having that Mars energy, full on force, ready to take action. So it seems like he. Oh, a card just flew to the side, and then we have water. Oh, that's funny. So it feels like Johnny may need to focus on having emotional stability before he can take action, or he should take action towards something that emotionally satisfies him. Um, that could be the reason why we have two elements. We don't have signs or planets, we have elements. So it's maybe connecting with his heart, with his emotions, with his spirituality, with his creativity, or having to take action towards focusing on those areas, right? More of an emotional heart space type of thing rather than this like cold-minded way of thinking. Okay. What energies are in Johnny's love life? We have masculine energy with the elk, and then we have the horse. We have earth energy with the horse, stability, strength, and then we have earth energy with the elk. So it seems like right now the energy for Johnny's love life is to be grounded, being very stable, and being very strong. The elk is masculine energy on earth. It's grounded. It's very stable. It is very assertive, very straightforward, and we have orange, red, and yellow. So it's the three lower chakras, which talk about feeling grounded with the root chakra and being able to be at balance with your physical world. And then we have the sacral chakra, which is following what you're passionate about. Maybe you're doing what motivates you, doing what makes you happy. And then the solar plexus, which I talked about confidence, I talked about creativity, and I talked about someone that is optimistic. So he may need to combine all of that to feel a little bit more empowered, to feel a little bit more stable, to feel grounded, and that will definitely help his love life. But we also have a horse that also has yellow, so I do feel that there's this huge sense of Johnny having to go through this healing period so he can feel confident and feel feel like himself again. Let's put it that way. Maybe working for so long has made Johnny forget who he truly is, or forget what it felt like to be carefree and happy and content. Like he may have forgotten that because of how much he works. Now it's all about like following the routine, surviving, and maybe he's full on survival mode all the time. But also the horse spirit is like a very steady and very like strong energy, right? Because horses are like domestic animals that are very useful, right? They're very strong, they can be very fast. So I do feel that Johnny has to be like the leader of his own pack. That's kind of what I felt with this elk card. So it definitely feels like Johnny may need to go through a period of healing his masculine side. And what I mean by healing his masculine side, I mean that he needs to focus on his way of taking action, because I do feel that the masculine energy, it doesn't necessarily have to do with gender, of course. Energies are kind of like, on earth there's a duality of feminine, masculine energy, good and bad, light and darkness, that type of thing. Duality is a very big thing on earth, and that's why masculine energy is a thing. It has nothing to do with gender. To me, masculine energy is that fire energy. It is being able to take action, is being able to be straightforward, is being able to be very direct and to the point, and is constantly taking action is the energy that I always call it, like, it's on your face. It's like not nurturing in like a motherly way. It's very like, do this, do that, you're just getting things done, right? So I do feel like Johnny needs to work on that side of himself so he can either take action in a more healthy way, or be a lot more focused and direct on what he wants to do. So it's weird, like his love life doesn't feel like it's romantic. It still feels like it's all about himself. It definitely feels like it's not necessarily him with another person. It's just focused on himself. So what's going on with Johnny's love life? We have the Ten of Cups. Remember how in his current energy I saw the Ten of Pentacles reversed and I thought it was a Ten of Cups? Well, here's the Ten of Cups. So I remember the whole thing about, getting married and having kids and all of that. Yeah, I guess that there's something to it. I don't know. But yeah, the Ten of Cups is the energy of feeling fulfilled, feeling complete, emotionally complete. It's about feeling satisfied and feeling you're like feeling like you're ending a cycle where you're finally okay with your emotions. So I do feel that that's kind of where Johnny has to slowly make his way to, self-love. What else is going on with Johnny's love life? We have the Two of Swords, the Magician. Two more cards. What's going on with Johnny's love life? We have the Queen of Wands and the Wheel. Okay. So with Johnny's love life, there's a sense of he needs to make a choice, and I think that choice, like, he's in between, like, should I do this or that? And I do feel that one of those choices is, should he continue on the path he's currently in, or should he stop and reflect to look back? If that makes sense. So I do feel that there's some healing that he may have to do in a sense, and there's some choices that he has to make and some decisions that have to be made in order for him to be in a little bit more of a stable place. We also have Mercury, and we have the Magician. So when he makes those choices, he will be able to manifest the life that he wants for himself, because the Magician is a powerful manifester, is the energy of someone that knows what to do. It's the energy of someone that can make anything happen, because it has all four suits, swords, pentacles, cups, and wands. It is a magician, so it's someone that is able to do as they wish, in the sense that if they want to accomplish a goal, they know what actions to take to make it happen. It is someone that is very good at manifesting their thoughts, very good at doing that. Especially with the wheel right next to it, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like the luck is on your side. Things are happening in the energy that, at the timing that is right. It's kind of like fate and destiny are doing what they have to do. They're shifting the gears in Johnny's favor. So it does feel like he will be able to manifest whatever he wants, but he does have to start making those choices that will emotionally satisfy him with that Ten of Cups. Again, emotionally satisfy him. So it's not what he thinks he needs, it's what his heart desires and what he actually needs, right? Life is giving him what he actually needs and not what he believes. It's not what he thinks, it's what he feels. And then we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is that Leo energy. So in this deck, the Queen of Wands is Leo energy. The other one, the Queen of Wands, was actually the King of Wands. So putting that out there. But yeah, with this Queen of Wands energy is that Leo energy, feeling confident, feeling happy, feeling satisfied, feeling very passionate. Like, I do feel that Johnny has to like rekindle his love with life almost, or rekindle whatever he's passionate about. And yeah, it could be like, someone, but I do feel that this is about his desires and his aspirations. Like, whatever his goals are, he needs to find the love of them again. Like, maybe Johnny is in a period right now where he's finding it very, very difficult to motivate himself and inspire himself, because he is going through this period where he may have fallen out of love with what he does. I do feel that this love section is not romantic. It's specifically more about his goals. So I do feel that this is kind of strange to talk about, but that's kind of how it is. That's what came through. This Queen of Wands is all about confidence as well. And this one actually has fire and water, the symbols for that. So that is that duality right here, fire and water. You know, being able, being, having the ability to take action and do what you love based on what emotionally satisfies you and what makes you happy, which we talked about that in his career. So I do feel that this self-love does have a very big deal with his career, finding that confidence again within him in his skills to do what he does in his career. But let's jump into his healing messages. He needs to honor himself, focus on himself before he continues giving to other people. So before he continues giving to his career, he needs to focus on himself. So let's take out healing messages for Johnny. We have the Canary Spirit, Sing Your Own Song, which goes very well with the Nightgale that we saw in Johnny's current energy. We have Yellow and Blue, so being able to express what he wants, being able to express himself, being able to communicate his truth, and being confident with the words that he says. It's not saying the right thing, but saying what feels right for him, if that makes sense. Like, not what people expect him to do, but doing what he wants to do. So it feels like this Canary Spirit is helping him speak up, is helping him heal his throat chakra, is helping him say his truth, express himself as he wishes and as he is expected to speak and do and say. The other card that we have is the Hummingbird Spirit reversed with Be Here Now. So I do feel with this card being reversed is that when it says being here now, it's kind of like life is trying to encourage Johnny to be in the present moment and not necessarily dwell too much with the past or being too worried about the future. I do feel that the Hummingbird Spirit is kind of reversed because it's trying to be in all places at once, but also being very stable and grounded. It's being able to think about what happened in the past and bringing it to the present to learn from it, but also being okay with thinking about the future and bringing that to the present so you can work towards that instead of just how it happens that some people, when they're in a very stagnant energy, all they do is focus about the future because they feel like there's nothing they can do in the present moment to change the place that they're at right now. So I do feel like that's kind of where this hummingbird is talking about, is like trying to guide Johnny through this period where he can be in the present moment, but also learn from the past and be hopeful about the future and all of that at the same time, if that makes sense. Okay. Healing messages for Johnny. Healing messages for Johnny. The other card that we have is a Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. So this definitely feels like it's the energy of there's something in his destiny. There's something fated for him, something to work with him. We saw the Wheel of Fortune in his career, so there's something there. We also saw the World reversed in his current energy, so he may feel like he's out of control. He may feel like there's nothing he can do for his destiny, there's nothing he can do for his life to move forward. But maybe it's reversed because it's not the right time. Like, there's still healing that he has to do, so he's not fully there yet. You know what I mean? 3 cards just fell. Let's take those. So the other cards that we have is the Flamingo Spirit, Embrace the In-Between. So there's this sense of Johnny has to bring himself into harmony, into balance, being able to be grounded but also spiritually aware of what's going on. And when I mean spiritually aware, it's just trust that things, that spirit has a plan. Just trust that things are happening how they have to happen, and things are going as they should or as they are meant to go. If things are not working out, it's because there's a timeout that he has to go through. Nothing too bad, nothing too serious. It's not because it's not meant for him. It's just that sometimes he's just not in the right mind. He's not in the right mentality to make it happen. That's kind of what I mean by sometimes things don't work as we want it to, or sometimes it, it doesn't go as smoothly as we wish it would. We also have the Sandpiper spirit, be playful, which is kind of what we saw in his career. The whole thing about, I forgot which card it was, but it was like, have fun and enjoying and being playful. That was kind of like the whole thing with his love life, right? With, Johnny has to fall in love with life again, or fall in love with his goals and aspirations to stay motivated and inspired. And this Sandpiper spirit is kind of talking about that. Having that balance of, yes, working and doing what you have to do to accomplish your goals, but also enjoying the journey towards making them happen. Okay. And the last card that we have is the Owl Spirit. You see clearly now. So I do feel that it's reversed because Johnny needs to see clear enough on what his intentions are and what his goals are, but not necessarily see clearly as to like how his path is laid out. Like, he doesn't need to know how things are gonna happen and how they're gonna work out. All he needs to know is that he's doing what he wants to do and what he has fun with, and doing what feels right for him, and expressing himself the way that he feels comfortable with and he feels like free. Of course, there's a lot of things out of his control. He doesn't have control of how things are gonna happen or if they're gonna work out or not, but he can definitely be prepared at all times to be ready for when an opportunity arises. Let's put it that way. Let's say that Johnny wants to start this new project in his career, but he doesn't feel like he's skilled enough. Then all he has to do is stay motivated, be persistent, and work on those skills, so like that he feels worthy enough, or he feels good enough for when an opportunity actually arises. He can be like, I'm ready, I'll take it, instead of holding back and be like, but am I ready for it? Am I not? That's kind of what I mean with this Owl Spirit reverse. Like, he needs to see clearly on what his goals are. He needs to see clearly what he is expecting out of life. But he doesn't need to know everything. That's kind of what I mean. Spirit has a plan, and he needs to trust that, he doesn't need to know everything. Okay, so now let's take out some healing cards for him. We have the Pineapple card with reconciliation, so he definitely needs to, Johnny needs to go through this period of just accepting what life is and how things work and the situation he's in. Like, I do feel that Johnny just needs to, connect with himself. Maybe that's why we had the Two of Cups in his current energy. Maybe it wasn't love related, and it was like he feels disconnected within himself. And that could explain why the Ten of Pentacles was there reverse, because then he doesn't feel stable, he doesn't feel like he's ready to be with other people. And when I mean ready with other people, yeah, it could mean like a romantic relationship, but it could just mean any sort of relationship. If you're not okay with yourself, it is very hard to just handle being with anybody else, and that's kind of what I mean. So yeah, Pineapple, he just needs to reconciliate with his situation and the place that he's at right now. We also have temporary situation. So yeah, it's temporary because there's still a lot of work that he has to do to make things happen. There's still healing that has to be done so he can be in a more permanent place. So yeah, he's not stable and grounded because that's not where he's meant to be, but also because he has to ground himself and stabilize his self as well. Healing, then we have Chair, which is empty, with someone is leaving your life. So with someone, it could be a person that's getting on his way. You know how there was this gossiping energy going through with his career? That could be the person that's leaving his life. Or it could just be someone that's putting too much pressure and expectations on him that he's kind of that's bringing him down. Okay, let's get 3 more cards for Johnny's healing messages. Healing messages for Johnny. Last 3 messages. Give me 3 cards. 3 cards. 3 cards. Wait. So we have Doug, which is close up. Pleasure with a close friend. So this feels like maybe Johnny's gonna start finding the right people for himself, or maybe if he surrounds himself by people that will help him stay motivated and not share the same fears as him, but actually be optimistic and happy about life. I do feel that that's kind of what this card is talking about, because I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny is surrounded by people that are also similar mentality as him. They're kind of like, oh, we're stuck in this situation. What can we do? There's nothing we can do. We're trapped, So I do feel that maybe he will eventually find someone that he can be happy with, and someone that he can be a lot more, have a very close relationship, and will like not necessarily sympathize with him, but in a way will mirror what his fears are and actually be more optimistic about them. The other card that we have is the Eagle with triumph over troubles and obstacles. So things are eventually going to work out for him. And I just wanted to point out that we have a bird here, 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 and here. Except for the koala, we have a bunch of birds right here. So, flying high, reaching your dreams, and feeling this sense of freedom, and having a higher point of view, a higher perspective. That is very important for Johnny. Okay, last card. Last healing message for Johnny. Last message for Johnny. Last message for Johnny. Healing message for Johnny. Aw, come on. I said one, and I think those are 2 cards. So the 2 cards that we have for Johnny is a marriage and bird perched with waiting for news, package, or letter. They came together, so is there a wedding or a marriage that Johnny is waiting for? Like, maybe Johnny wants to get married, or maybe there's someone in his circles that is thinking about that, and that's why he's thinking about it. Like, I'm not too sure. Like, okay, let me be completely honest with you guys. There's this, like, in his current energy, I got this whole thing of, like, maybe marriage and having this partnership that just didn't work out. But I genuinely don't know if I'm just delusional because of the cards that I saw, or if I'm just trying to be like, yeah, that's a thing. But if it isn't, let me say it isn't. You know what I mean? I guess I'm just not trusting my cards and my intuition on that one. Like, maybe it's very real, it's very true. Like, there's something there, but I'm just like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm trying to make that thing that I saw a lot smaller, so like that if it's not true, no one can be like, so when the wedding at? When's this marriage thing you're talking about happening? But maybe it is, because we have marriage, and then we have this other card which was waiting for news, package, or letter. So maybe Johnny's just waiting for that person to come through so he can get married. Or, marriage could also be about see, I'm already trying to change it and be like, if it's not about marriage, then let me tell you, it's about commitment. It could be about marriage, and I'm just trying to downplay it as it's something else, okay? In case it isn't true. Like, I don't know, I think it's really weird to talk about marriage already, because especially with his love life, that we didn't see anyone come through. It was genuinely just Johnny needs to heal himself so he can be with anyone. So how there was like this sense of immaturity? That could have been Johnny, or it could have been his partner, if he has one. I don't know if is he dating anyone? I don't know. But yeah, wedding is a big thing with Johnny as well. I just don't seem to want to say it's a thing in case it isn't. I don't like to be wrong, but everybody makes mistakes, we're all human. Anyway, I'll leave that food for thought for you guys. You think about it, you guys discuss it if you want to. I don't really know if there's rumors about any of this, but yeah, I'll leave that there anyway. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Thank you so much for everyone that stayed till the very end, and if you didn't, that's perfectly fine. You are not listening to this anyway because you didn't make it to the end. So yeah, I hope you found this fun. I hope you learned from this, or at least find it a little bit entertaining, and I'll leave that there. Love and healing from my part to you, and see you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. And bye.